As men, especially as doctors, sometimes we hyper-focus on our career, neglecting other facets of our lives. But that is about to change. This is Dads Before Doctors. Some physicians claim their family is their top priority, but their lives tell a very different story. We'll help each other become family men who are doctors rather than doctors who have families. If it's health, wealth and legacy, emotional well-being, parenting, professional goals, or marriage, we're talking about it. Thanks for listening, and make sure to subscribe. This is Dads Before Doctors, and this is your host, Adam Broussard, MD.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dads Before Doctors podcast. Today's episode is going to be a bit of a kind of audio journal for me. In past episodes, Guess and I have talked a lot about real estate and other opportunities that we've used to build income outside of our outside of medicine or primary jobs. And this it's not always a smooth process. There's always going to be bumps in the road. I think how you approach these activities, whether it is other types of income producing activities or your journey to improve your health or build your relationship with your kids, your spouse, whatever, how you go into them, I think is a big part of how successful you're going to be. The mindset you approach that with is going to end up determining how successful you're going to be in the process. And what preparation you do before embarking on the goal, I think is also really important. I think I've talked about in the past that I am, involved in real estate. We have a short-term rental in Asheville, North Carolina that we have been live with for about a year, and we're in the process of rehabbing a rental in Pensacola, Florida. Recently, we went down to get it ready to go live, and we had been doing some rehab for the past couple months that kind of is just drug on a little bit, but ended up not being up to the quality that we had hoped when we went there for kind of final inspection. So the past week and a half or two, we've been kind of dealing with that, trying to figure out what we need to do to basically rehab the property to fix some of the mistakes that were made and whatnot. So meeting with new contractors, talking to old contractors, talking to lawyers and other more experienced people to kind of figure out what to do. This setback or obstacle, whatever you want to call it, we could have just kind of throw our hands up and said, like, I'm going to get out of real estate. This isn't worth it. Whatever. Or you can kind of take a step back and be like, what can we learn here? And we made, plenty of mistakes, as much as the contractor that we hired. Should have probably, vetted her a little bit more, had a written contract. I think potentially had someone else check on the work along the way to make sure that it's up to standards. There's plenty of things we could have done, and looking back, that is things that going forward, I've learned that needs to happen. And when we go into fix some of these mistakes, I'll absolutely take that. But going into the project, you have to kind of set that intention of why you're doing it. We're building this income to allow us more, time freedom, to spend more time with the family, to have this vacation home that we can use as a family too, to create other memories. And, in the grand scheme of things, having to rehab and spend the money and time, whatever, we'll miss out probably on some spring break traffic, and then the cost that we'll have to spend to, fix some of the issues that we found. In the grand scheme of things, isn't going to be that huge of a thing. So trying to reframe it and realize that it is a learning experience. We going through med school and residency when we didn't do everything perfect. There's no way that the day one of your internship that you knew everything about medicine. You didn't know everything about medicine the day you started med school, and I don't know everything about real estate. You don't know everything about whatever your big goal is right now, and realize that you have to be a beginner, and you're, as hard as it can be for a lot of us as physicians, realize that you may not be the smartest person in the room, most experienced person in the room, and it's hard to be that beginner again, because a lot of us have reached pretty high levels in our profession, and we're, as attendings, the other providers are looking up to us for answers. If you're teaching med students, residents, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, whatever, they're all looking to you for the answers, and some others areas of your life you may not have those answers. I think what's really big is that we take that role as a learner again that we kind of lost along this journey, and learn how we can accomplish those goals, and don't let those bumps in the road or those obstacles that you face along the way overshadow the results that you're striving for, or the long-term why that you're searching, the reason you're doing these things. Whether it is improving your health so that you can do more stuff with your kids, improving your relationship with your wife so you can have a stronger foundation and teach your kids what a truly great relationship is, whether it is trying to build outside income from your profession. Just focus on that result you're trying to create, but not so much that you lose the enjoyment of the journey along the way, because if you focus too much just on that result, you will have to realize that you've got to spend, especially long-term goals. Like, if you hate your life, or hate what you're doing to get to that long-term goal, you're not gonna be happy along the way. And when you reach that goal, most likely you're not gonna be happy because you've spent so much time in that negative space. So, just like I said, wanted to do a quick episode today. But what is one thing that you're allowing to hold you back right now? How can you potentially reframe that as a learning experience to help you move further along on your goal? And what's one thing this week that you can do to move past that obstacle in your journey? Just try to take a look at things in your life and see how you can move closer to that goal and not give up on it, or not get discouraged. Now let me know. Come to the Facebook group Dad for Doctors. Email me at adam@dadsfordoctors.com and let me know what's holding you back. Happy to help if there's any way I can, but even if you just need to talk, just let me know what's holding you back and what you're going to do to learn from that. Talk to you guys later.
You've been listening to the Dads Before Doctors podcast. Family men who are doctors rather than doctors who have families. In an evolving and ever fast-paced world, we cannot lose sight of our real priorities. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And tell a friend about the show. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from the show. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit the website at dadsbeforedoctors.com. Questions, comments, suggestions? Email adam@dadsbeforedoctors.com. And find us on Facebook and Instagram at Dads Before Doctors. Remember, the host of this show is not your doctor, your coach, or your financial advisor. This show is strictly for entertainment. Till next time, this is Dads Before Doctors, signing off.